Brixheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here, and this is my city. Let's check it out.
Hello, 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 everybody. Hope everybody is doing awesome. I am doing okay. My sinuses are just killing me right now. It never fails. So I apologize because I might be stopping. I might go have to blow my nose just to get the gunk out, all of that stuff. But I didn't want to. Uh, I didn't want to not stream because I wanted to make sure that I was sticking to my promise of really getting back into streaming. So please, I do apologize because of the congestion and all that. Like I said, I've been actually cleaning up my room, been doing a lot of part organizing, been doing a lot of stuff with the builds that are just covered in dust, cleaning them off, and all of that stuff. And it's just, ugh. So, just wanted to give you guys a heads up of that situation. I'll probably still stream for about an hour, maybe two. Just depends on how I'm feeling. Usually, what ends up happening is after a little bit, my sinuses flush, and we're all good. And you kind of hear the squeak, so I apologize. I'll try to lower that down so you're not hearing my nose as much. But that's kind of I'm just trying to breathe. Just trying to breathe. So, test, 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 and you guys can hear me. Hey, Matt, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Redeem some points. Let me make sure you can hear me. Yeah, sweet. That's where I'm at. Just trying to breathe. So, what we're going to be doing today is midweek mocks. That's kind of what I'm titling these streams, midweek mocks. Sounds kind of catchy, and having fun with it. So uh, on last during last week, we started revamping or continuing, I should say, not revamping this build right here. So this is I took the couple of the botanical garden sets from the Friends line that they came out with a couple years ago and produced this. It's a corner building. I decided that because of all of the floral parts that came in the botanical gardens, we're gonna just go ahead and make this uh, a floral shop and all that kind of fun stuff. There's no there's no window there. I don't know why. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So on the last stream, we started the process of kind of filling in the interior details. So I'll kind of show you what I did a little bit. I did a little bit off camera. So we're going to pop this off. And this is kind of, I did these trees keep falling off. Uh, I did essentially the preliminary work uh, and the tile work to basically lay everything out. So on this side we have an elevator, we have jumper plates so that we can put people or flowers and all that. I put tiles here. Let me actually zoom in. I can't see. I don't like that I can't really zoom in on or in OBS. Like you can a little bit, but let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Do 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 do. Speaking music. So how are you doing, Matt? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. That was weird. Keeping fairly busy with work shiz. I hear you. Well, you're gearing up for the end of the school year, right? Oh crap! This isn't cancel. This is the wrong camera. Okay. That doesn't really affect my job very much in my current position as server admin. It used to in my old role though. Oh, okay. I just figured like all positions at the school they're kind of on high because like with the like for me, you guys got to be on point because all the servers have to be on because or and like 1000% working because any student who is online that has to take any kind of online final um, or anything like that has to be like it has to be good. And then you've got professors that are submitting their grades. All of the servers for to that allow access to those sites have to be on point. Like all of that stuff. That's why I'm like, I mean, if you did your job throughout the year correctly, everything on point. But of course, things happen, right? Shit happens. Online courses are handed through a whole separate system outside of our campus. Oh, okay. All right, so it's really interesting to me how all of those logistics work as far as who has their hands in what department and all that kind of fun stuff. I don't know. Logistics has always been something interesting to me. Anyway, so going back to this, so we've got I kind of zoomed in a little bit. So we've got preliminary stuff done. I mean, so we're gonna put in uh, the elevator or elevator doors with some lights, and then we're gonna figure out all the detail. I've already installed jumpers or snot bricks on the walls here so that we can put stuff there. I've already installed the plates here along the windows. I'm not doing very good at all showing you guys this shit. Sorry. But back here we have the uh, studs so that we can put flowers on in front of the windows, all that kind of fun stuff. And I may do some fun stuff where there's florals on the wall instead of like paintings or something. I might put a painting or two, but for the most part, I think I'm going to stick with florals. So we're going to head on over to the part wall, grab some parts, and go from there. And in the meantime, uh, Matt's going to tell us what he's been up to for the last little bit. Have you seen any movies? What's your next vacation that you're planning? We want to hear it all. Where is my part wall? Oh. There we go. Because I want to hear about it. Like I said, other than last week, I haven't really gotten to talk to anybody, let alone Matt, in a while. So, oh shit. I'm gonna see if there's some in there. I'm not finding my damn parts. Oh, because I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm gonna see if there's any in here that way. All right. Not sure if I'd call it vacation per se, but I will be heading to Chicago in just over 30 days. For Brickworld, we'll be displaying as part of a collab with a few other folks from my crew, bringing a lot of my spaceship MOCs. Nice. So is it a space uh, collab? Like, are you guys displaying space stuff, or are you doing city? Like, I know you did a series of a lot of space stuff, like spaceships and stuff like that. So are you displaying those? And when you say you're displaying, so are you submitting for the competition? For the competitions? Like, for the prizes and the prize money and stuff, or just... I've never been to Brick World Chicago, so I don't know how they work things. Shit. Sorry about that. As I mentioned before, sometimes I will be stepping away to try to clear my sinuses and all of that jazz. Okay, I'm not going for any awards. I don't care about that. Well, I didn't know if as a displayer you're automatically uh, what is it called? You're automatically eligible for them. I think that was more what I was talking about. And it's not. I mean, it's not about the or the prizes and such per se. It's more about like the recognition from the community and all that. The other three guys have built up sections of a ground layout with a space base and a mine and stuff, and my ships will be placed amongst that. That's cool. Who are the other three guys? I assume Greg is one of them, but who are the other people that you've collabed with? Alright, so I'm not seeing any other 1x8s. Greg actually is not part of this. Oh, he doesn't have interest in space stuff, actually. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't switch the screen because I'm just putting the parts back so that I don't have to do it later. I have the... From my circle of folks, Dave, TJ, and Alex. Nice. That's cool. Now, are you guys all local to each other? So have you been able to like put it all together before, or this is like at Brickworld Chicago? That'll be the first time you've actually ever put everything together in person. It bugs me that there's not glass in that. I don't know why there wouldn't be glass in that. Let me see if there's any glass in here before I... So Chicago will be the first assembly of all the sections. Nice. That's cool. Now, are you guys gonna get there like a couple days early to set it up, and then make sure it's all on point, or you're just doing that during regular display or setup time? Okay, no glass. Shit. Everyone will be there days in advance of the public days on the weekend, so it'll be up beforehand. Nice. That's cool. Well, congratulations, because that's your first time ever displaying, right? Like this will be your first official time displaying? Especially at a major convention, right? Since I have this open, I might as well see if I have any crap. Yes, I'm seeing if I have any crap. I need to actually resort all of this into the different sizes of windows. You see, I'm seeing a couple of these, but these are too big. First time, yeah. This was Dave's idea to do it. I agreed to be in it since I was already going hard at doing spaceship MOCs anyway. That's cool. Next step, you'll be in a lug, man. Just kidding. Just kidding. How's your city layout coming? Like, are you actually moving stuff around physically yet, or are you still just in the nope? Are you still just in the CGI or what is it? The digital design phase. Does that question make sense? I don't know. My brain's like, did I ask that right? Are you physically moving anything around yet, or are you still in the programming design phase? How's that? Okay. I'm nowhere close to moving things around in the city. Only still just prelim work with the digital design in Blue Brick. Okay. And space-wise, are you moving your city to a different room, or you're just using the same room that you had before in a different way? Oh, nothing changing with physical space. I just was so stuck on what I wanted the layout to be that I needed to step back and try this virtual design method to try to different ideas without constantly moving things around. I hear you. That makes sense. Now, are you are you building out layers? So, for example, uh, what's it called? Um, Is it just still in the digital application? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what I mean by layers is like, are you still doing like a typical, like, vertical, or no, horizontal city, or are you building like mountains or hills or anything like that within it? And then are you, because I know you have the coveted monorail, do you have, oh, that, yeah, it's flat. Okay. So what about like, are you doing subway or like anything under your city? No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see what we're looking at when you do it that way. Monorail is still the focus, and I am looking at adding a bit of regular train track, no running loop, in the industrial space. Okay. And are you, what about like a trolley? Are you doing like a trolley system of any kind? No trolley. Gotcha. Cool. Sorry, my brain is mush right now. There we go. I'm really excited to see what you do with it. Now, your city is also like lit, right? So does that play a factor? I'm planning to have a nice cargo harbor area, an industrial space. Includes a couple factory MOCs, oil refinery MOC, something with Power also? Okay. I don't know if you've seen my posts, but I'm finally dabbling into lighting my city, and I've found certain things that I really like. I found one light strip situation that I really like. It's just modularity is an issue. I do have lighting installed in a number of the modulars and some mock buildings to this point. Yeah, because I remember what was it? I think I remember you. What is it called? Like your hospital. I think you lit up. I know you've lit up quite a bit. Hold on. I see you. Hold on. I buy components from a vendor in Maryland. I don't spend money on light kits or anything. What what components are you, if you don't mind me asking, what components do you buy? Like just the light strips or the LEDs, or are you doing like magnets, like connectors? Cuz how are you connecting each building? Like are you doing blinky brick? I've heard of blinky bricks. Uh, So these are all hub based, right? So these are all you. I'm looking at the city slash town section right now, and they're all USB hub based. They're they're kind of expensive. Uh, I will be connecting things under the table via USB connectors. I'm under city slash town. Should I go to a different section? You have to look at their plug and play light section. Plug and play. Like they have some pretty cool stuff, but the prices are a little high. See, like certain aspects, I like what they have going on, but it's not compatible. That's the bad part. Is a lot of this stuff is not compatible with other stuff. Because like if you've already spent money and started doing stuff, I think what he's got is pretty decent, and I only need like one or two LED usually per floor in a building, too. Well, I'm just saying, like, son of a bitch. Sorry, my nose keeps running. So Greg also buys from him too. Well, I'm just looking at like okay, the black street lamp, for example. On Blinky Bricks, they are 389 each. On Amazon, there might be a slight difference as far as connector, uh, but they have a 15 piece uh, street light. Sorry, 15 piece city street light LED, 10 in 1 USB powered, building block lamp compatible with Lego bricks, 2039 11062, black column warm white light. So 15 pieces for $20. So that's like half the price. on it. So Amazon has it for half the price. There's probably good the there. I mean, it's probably a situation where they're probably buying some of this off Amazon and then just reselling it. I mean, but I don't know. I like the modular building connectors, but it's not compatible with what I already have. That's the issue. Because it's a different plug-in system. It's slightly different. All I know is I'm very happy. No, I mean if you're happy with it, go for it. Happy with products and will continue to buy his stuff to build out my city of lighting. I'm just looking at all options and seeing because I've started to do lighting myself other than the what's it called, the lighthouse, and I use it's like two 1x4 plate LED lights, and each 1x4 has two lights on it, two LED lights on it. Um, so essentially, it's four LEDs, and it lights the insides pretty well. And I'm looking for options as far as exterior as well. I'm playing around with different things. The biggest issue that I'm having is modularity. But yeah, I'll take a look at more of this stuff and see. All right, give me a minute. I gotta go blow my nose again. I'm sorry. That's understandable. I mean, if it's as the saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Just having a hard time breathing. I'm sorry. Uh, part wall. Now, how are you? So you said under your table will be USB. Um, so will you like? Do you have like a 15 port USB hub, and then you tie into that, or do you have a bunch of like eights, or like what do you rocking USB port wise, or USB hub wise? And Matt, please don't think that my questions or anything like that are trying to get you to change what you're doing. I'm just curious. I was curious because I'm starting to do lighting. I'm starting to try to figure out what systems work for me and my situation. So that's why I'm asking the questions. I'm not like trying to change what you do or how you do it. I'm just trying to figure out different options because I don't know what I don't know, right? So by asking the questions, I'm trying to learn and figure out not only for me but for others like different options. And I'm not talking channel wise. I'm just talking about like friends. Like, cause I have no intentions on selling any of this shit. Let me test with minifinger. I have one 10 port speed hub at the moment, which I had got a while back, where the one side of the former city layout had some lighting running, but that will only light 10. So are you gonna like, get a couple more of those when you start lighting the rest of your city? Because that's only 10. I mean, you've got more than 10 builds, right? Stay tuned, dude. Because that's the bad part too. Is a lot of this stuff, quite frankly, is just really expensive. I mean, and I'm not just talking. I mean, you're asking more than I have answers for. Well, I mean, in a sense, that's great. That's a good thing, right? Because maybe those are. I mean, I'm sure you've explored those options. Those questions. But hopefully, it might help figure out answers to those questions. I don't know. Like I said, my main point is more to find out what other people are doing so that I can figure out what I want to do. I guess I guess my questions are more self-serving than intended, but There's no long-term plan. I've just been doing all this very piecemeal so far. That's a lot of us. That's all of us. See, it's like like I'm trying to figure out options for example, street lights, right? Or street lamps. Well, like, you know how many fucking street lamps I have? Like, I know I'm not getting much built done. I'm talking more than I'm building. But like, if I go over to the part, well, they're like I have a whole bin full of street lamps. So it's like I don't want to buy a street lamp kit, or light, a street lamp with a light in it, because then it defeats the purpose of having the lights or the lamps. So it's like finding something that works within that. Ugh. Yeah, I probably have. I mean, you know how big my city is, so in addition to what's on the in the city, I have probably at least another couple hundred lampposts because they were on the pad wall. Son of a bitch, man. I hate having sinuses. I feel like the only point of having sinuses right now, at least for me, are to fuck with me. Yeah, streaming for an hour, and I've gotten 2 flower. Let me change things up. 2 sets of flowers done. I'm doing great. I'll probably end up building a lot of this off camera. My sinuses are just. And I know, you don't. People don't want to listen to me bitch and complain about my sinuses. Oh. What? So for your buildings, are you lighting the exterior of them or just the interior of them? interiors only so I can see the detail work I've done inside. So like no, like you know how buildings have like the little lights? You're not lighting any of those at all. It's just the inside strips. No plans to do that at the at no plans to do any of that. All right, I'm going to end up hitting that. So I'm going to place that. Goal is really to do just enough so I can get the perks of seeing the insides with the lighting without going super crazy on all the components. Totally makes sense. Because that's what I was thinking too. But I am thinking to have like either lampposts or some street lighting of some kind. Uh, just so that it's easier. Because I don't know if you saw my Instagram post. The outside of the building, the 4 buildings that I've done lighting wise, like the outsides of those are like really, really dark. So that's why I'm thinking to do like a little bit of like lamppost work. I don't know that I'm gonna do like the stoplights, but I mean at some point I may. I will probably uh, plan for it just in case I do it. For example, like I may make sure I have enough ports to put uh, them in, but not necessarily put them in, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? That way, I don't have to like buy all these ports and then like say I decide to do them later, I need to buy more ports to house. For example, like say I throw in, I have for one building, I have I don't know, a two, just we'll do extremes, 2-port hub for the connectors of the lights, not the USB hubs, but the port hub for the lights. Say I put in a 2-port hub so that I could run 2 lines independently, right? So because like say you have the Birch, what is it? The brick store, Birch Bricks. So it's 2 separate 16 by 32 builds, but I put them together. But I can, if I have a 2 port board, not a hub, board. If I have a 2-port board, I can go one way, one the other, and not have to tie them in, right? But if at some point I do want to light the exterior, I'm going to need more ports in the board. I'm going to need a bigger board. So therefore I will have to take that board out and add in a new board, and then I'll have a 2-port board left over. Does that make sense? So like it's like planning if I decide to do it later, and because it doesn't cost me much if I just get a bigger board versus buying a brand new board later, which later the prices will go up. Does that make sense? Like I feel like my congestion is like fucking up my brain. I'm not really using the board things very much. I'm using Y splitters and stuff for things like that. Oh, that makes sense. The the difference on what you're using, because what you're using is smart. The splitters, the Y splitters are smart because it's only using one port versus using a board and plugging them in independently. But where that might, because what if something happens on the one side, then you kind of have to replace both sides. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's like using the one board port is really, really smart as far as not having to worry about multiple ports in the board. I'll figure it out. Oh my god. I might. I don't know. I'm turning around every 5 seconds. I'm not getting anything done. Yeah, it's tough to say because there's so many ways to do things. Right, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm trying to get all of the options so that I can figure out what would work. I mean, that's the good and the bad part, right? Is everything like there's so many ways of doing things that work, but then that's the bad part is there's so many ways of doing things that work. So I don't know if you know it or not, but I had gone with years ago because he actually is. No, I remember you talking about it, and see that's if we're being completely honest, that's what fucking sucks, right? Is that what's the nicest way I could say? I mean, our old acquaintance is actually exceptionally nice way of saying that fucking piece of shit asshole. Uh, has a really good product. He's just very greedy in what he's doing, and the one aspect that is quite brilliant just needs to be knocked off. And I'm not trying to knock it off. I'm just trying to duplicate it because I'm not willing to support his ass. Would that be accurate? I think that would be inaccurate. You don't want to support a piece of shit. Uh, Even though that piece of shit has a good product. Yeah, I won't go near anything he does, and another reason I want to support. Yeah, I mean, if they're good people, support them. You just need to convince Blinky to figure out a similar system at a reasonable price. Because I mean, if I was, I mean, Matt, I don't know what you make. I'm not going to get into details as far as what you make, but if I had your similar job or pay, I wouldn't have an issue with paying the money. But I don't. So, he's got two different connection types already. Well, no. I'm talking about. So my biggest thing right now, because I like the light strips that I'm using. They're really affordable. They cost me about $1 per 1x4 plate. A little, it's like $1.10 or something like that, because it's $22 for 20. So $1.10, right? Uh, each. So I like that, and I like how they look. It's just I don't know. Um, what I don't like is the connectability from layer to layer, which I saw he's got the modular connectors, which I like, but the connection points on the wire aren't compatible with what I have. So that poses an issue. And then I want to figure out the magnetic connection between one modular to the next. That way I'm not having to have one USB port or one USB per modular, because at my scale I have at least 100, it'll be 100 at least 100 base plates. I don't want 100 different ports. I don't want to have to buy 10 different USB hubs at $50 a pop. But if you have to disconnect them, I'd have to look at how yours is. I'd have to look back at how yours is, to be honest. I'm using his Y splitters and other connection wires to connect to the external point from which from from each building and running underneath, and then eventually it'll connect to a USB endpoint, because you can run like 100 or 200 LEDs on a single USB. Right. My system, or the lights that I'm using, say without any like what are they called, diffusers or anything like that. Uh, don't they say not to exceed 40 boards? Each board has 2 lights, so that's 80 lights. And each, I guess you could say each plate would be a lead. So not to exceed 80 leads. I'm sure that's just a precautionary thing. But the issue that I have is, so yeah, I can run 80 leads in one row, right? But if I need to disconnect, I have to pull them off the boards instead of just a quick connect. I guess that's what I'm looking for. And that's where the POS has a great product. Resistor. I know I can add resistors, and that'll lower things, and then that'll multiply what you can actually use. But that also requires uh, that requires that you solder Well, you running the board sounds like it's the problem, limiting factor for you. I don't have that. Well, you have to plug in the light somehow. The light itself is the board. Let me bring up Blinky Bricks. I probably am. Okay. So this is for people that don't know. This is Blinky Brick's site. Um, he does have some good. I'm assuming it's a he. Has some good products. Not going to say anything negative about his products. Um, as far as the quality of them. Now, so like for example, this 1x6, that is a board. That right there is a board that is inside the plate. That's what I'm referring to. So when you go down, hold on. You use these splitters, right? Those plug into each other. They don't plug into a board. Okay? But something do you is this what you're well that's just an extension. That though looks like what I use. I use the individual LEDs. These? This is what you use? Yes. So what's on the end of that though? Where's the connector? That's the connector, right? And I'm assuming this is a resistor. Those same connectors. Okay. And then that just connects to a USB. That can go into a Y splitter or extension, etc. Or the USB itself. Right? Like this. Right, so your system is not like this. Because these are the boards. These are lights that are connected onto the board. You don't use these. So there's no clutch to your light. It's you just use I do not use the boards. Okay. So that's where okay, that makes sense. So like with me, I'm using something similar to these boards. And it looks like where where'd they go? It looks like this. But that and then that will plug into the USB or whatever side. But these connectors are different. The other he had the other connectors though. Where was that extension line? See, this is my connector. This is an adapter. Wire solution for integrating FX lights with plug and play lights together. Those connection points are all his 1x2 5 style. See, mine are this. What looks like this. So point. So his is 1.25 millimeter, and I'm rocking 1 point. Or sorry, I'm rocking point 0.8 millimeter. That other one is his FX line, which is 0.75. So then what do you use to go from building to building? Or is it just one long strand with splitters? I think Funhole is almost rocking out their stuff with a smaller connection point, maybe even less. Really. And that's the problem too, is these wires are so freaking small, which I love, but when it comes to soldering and working with them, it's so difficult. Sorry, I don't know why I'm showing you all this. See, if Lego just came out with proper light kits, there wouldn't be an issue. And then just included them in sets. Oh no, we'll figure it out. All right, I think I'm gonna start cutting it. I didn't get anything done. I I think that's one of the things I haven't looked at a fun hole set, but I think that's one thing that fun or like Lego needs to take as a cue to Funhole, because the issue is that Funhole is able to what seems like produce a good quality product, and for the same if not a cheaper price incorporate uh, lighting, um, and the price is the same if not very compatible. And that's where you're gonna have it. You're gonna have that scenario of Funhole, if done properly, can be a major contender of Lego, because they have a uh, you're talking about a similar size set, similar product for a similar product. However, they are including a light kit, and Lego is not. And that's where Lego is going to start having a problem, is their competitors are going to start beating them out, essentially. They're going to start because and Lego is going to have to adapt. And it's going to be either, I love Lego, but it's going to be a situation where they're going to start pricing themselves out of the market and giving people less than what other people are giving. And they are going to run into a problem really quickly with that, because people are going to go, okay, well, Funhole, just using them as an example, is a similar and comparable uh, product, but you get bigger bang for your buck. And with prices and everything going up on everything, tariffs and all that stuff, um, people are going to have to cut costs. And if they can buy a modular for $150 and it include a light kit that lights everything and it looks great and is awesome, then why buy a similar product that doesn't have the light kit and it's more expensive? Well, as long as people want to buy things in IPs like a Marvel or Star Wars, which Lego retains, they're going to keep buying. Correct. That is correct. But I'm saying they're going to have to adapt. Look, I got something done. I put in some flowers and shit on this wall. I'm gonna do like a painting of some kind on here, and I'm gonna do some leaves. Maybe we'll stick around a little bit longer. But that is accurate. People are going to continue. I mean, if people want Star Wars, they're going to have to. Lego has the market cornered on that. People want to buy Marvel specific, then they're going to have to go to. We as adults can keep saying that, but until Lego's core market of toys for kids actually shrinks and they see a major profit cut, I'm not sure they will. I mean, and here's the thing too is they've proven with the Lego Ideas lighthouse that they can add lighting and they can add movement and still pseudo keep the price down. What is the price? Because I bought the lighthouse a long time ago. What is the price on the lighthouse? Lego. $2.99. See, they've proven that they can do it. Sorry, I'm turning my back because I'm grabbing a couple parts out of this bin. So they've proven that they can do it. It's just they haven't proven that it can be essentially uh, at a lower price point. The lower price point is key. You don't you Matt, you don't buy the Marvel modulars, do you? Meaning Sanctum Sanctorum, X Mansion, uh, the Daily Bugle, Avengers Tower. You haven't bought those? Have you bought those? I got Bugle at release in 2021, but that's it. Okay, so you haven't gotten the others. Do you have any plans or intentions on buying those others, or you're good? And if I might ask, so why did you end up getting the Bugle but not continue the others? Just out of curiosity. No, I don't feel a need to get those. Okay. Was there something different about the Daily Bugle that you felt that you had to get that one? Because Bugle is a skyscraper build, and I thought it was super cool. Okay. So, is it as, like, have you considered the Avengers Tower because of that same reason? Because it's a skyscraper, just take out the Marvel stuff if you don't want that? Or building, mocking something out to be something similar? Because I mean, your mocking skills are just next level, so you could probably mock out a similar version of that particular skyscraper instead of having to buy that set. Because I don't care for that style of building itself. Okay, okay, that makes sense. So then, if, because I suspect that with, and this is pure speculation, okay? I suspect that with Fantastic Four coming out, there's a good possibility that we will get the Baxter building, which is, as far as design wise, I feel like it's similar to the Daily Bugle. If it was similar to the Daily Bugle, would you, and they came out with a Baxter building, would you get that? Or for that matter, if they came out with like Oscorp, which is, like I said, it runs along the same lines as similar to a standard skyscraper. If they, because I don't know if you saw that they came out with an Oscorp building. What if they came out with a legit skyscraper version of that? Is that something that you would pick up? I don't like that set. It's disappointing. Oh, hold on. Uh, okay. Oscorp set actually being released. Did you see that? Yes, I did. But it's very small and disappointing. But my question is geared more towards if they came out with an Oscorp, but it was the size of the Daily Bugle, is that something that you would pick up? I don't like that set. It's disappointing. The Oscorp set that they're coming out with, I agree. I have no idea on hypotheticals though till I actually see it, bruh. No, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I I honestly do think that we are going to probably. It makes sense for us to get a Baxter building this year because the Fantastic Four is um, is coming out this year, I feel like that just makes sense. And the Baxter building is like, I mean, it's like a typical skyscraper. I'm trying to find a version to show you. I see people have produced MOCs. I want that Galactus set though. Oh my god, that Galactus set looks awesome. So, okay, so would you, looking at this, if they came out with a real version of this set, would you buy this set? I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna blow my nose. Give me 1 second. um. Hey, Andrew. Andrew's Wrestling Life. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Only if a thing is a big fig. Uh. Hold that thought. Um. The other thing was Oscorp. And I know we're still uh dealing with hypotheticals. This still obviously geared towards a superhero thing. Right. See, they have a couple different versions of Oscorp. So I don't, and I'm not liking what I see as far as a. Oh, son of a bitch, man. Okay, Big Fig. Yes, I 1,000% Andrew, dude. If you're still with me, I 1,000% agree. I want a Big Fig, but I don't think we're gonna get one because from what I understand, they're going away from the Big Figs because the Lego Galactus set. Uh, I don't think has a big fig. I think it has. Yeah, it's not a big fig, which I think is stupid. It doesn't. However, there are, if you're okay with off-brand, there are there are versions of him out there. I have one. Oh my god. He's a little on the orange side, but still awesome nevertheless. I have a cool off-brand of Michael Jordan. Nice. Like this is a tub of nothing. I've showcased a video of this. I have this whole big bin of off-brand. See, like I have an off-brand Galactus. It's like a mini Galactus, but it's off-brand. It's not Lego brand. It looks like it could be Lego brand. And I mean, Kingpin, Rhino, different like Carnage and all of that. Like they all look great and they're great quality. I mean, this is one of my favorite. Like, how perfect is he? Juggernaut. Juggernaut, bitch. How perfect is he? I also have an off-brand of Japanese Hero Ultraman. Oh, nice. I have, I think I have, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these are like all of these are in this bin. I mean, like this is Mr. Fantastic. And I think Sue Storm should have been partially clear in that Galactus set. But yeah. All right. I think I'm going to cut it. We have been going for 2 hours. I'm going to do a lot of this off camera when my sinuses aren't messing me up. But I loved our conversations today. I really do. Like Matt, thank you so much for hanging out the most of the time. Your name will definitely be put into the hat again. So that's 2 entries for you. I get to meet Bret Hart next month. That's fantastic. Um so Matt, your name is going to be for the uh most chattable or chatty. What did I say it was before? Most interactive. So you'll have a second entry into a prize. Um, so good job. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'm not going to raid into anybody. Um, oh my God. Where does it all come from? Um, anyway, so I'm going to close it out. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate all the love and support. It really, really does mean a lot. Um, because without you guys being here and chatting with me, like it'll be dead air and boring. So, again, thanks again to Matt. Andrew, I know you just popped in and started chatting. Um, uh, the last, 10 or so, 15 minutes. Uh, but yeah, next Wednesday we will continue this more. I'm gonna finish this first floor and probably start tiling out the second floor uh, before the next stream, just to kind of get it situated, um, and we will go from there. So again, thanks for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it, and let's keep rocking. Let's keep mocking. We'll keep rocking and mocking. So, all right. So we will see you next Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will see you next time on 36.